Hey, well, I don't know what part of the world you're in. It's like 10 o'clock here.
Oh, right, right.
How are you, Mr. Robot?
Oh, it's actually doing great. Um, I'm enjoying the transition to fall coming up here.
Yeah, kinda, yeah. I mean, I do and I don't. You know what I mean? It just
Mhm.
depends. But anyway, you wouldn't tell me what you had in store for us tonight, so I can't wait
Yeah,
to find out.
yeah. I think it's way more fun if it's just totally, a curveball. But yeah, let me share my screen with you.
All right.
Um, so you got my screen? Can you see my screen now?
Oh, God. Yes. I've never seen anything like that before.
Right. Yeah, me either. I actually just put together this image to go with this name. I think it'll help you find this let's just call it an entity. So
Oh,
first of all, let's move your scope of the universe 700 years into the future first.
oh my gosh. Okay. So you want me to move the universe out?
Yeah.
I don't think I've moved the universe out before.
Well, just your gaze, because then we're gonna channel this entity named Willa, and she's 700 years in the future from our perspective.
Oh, okay. All right. What would you like to know?
Let's see. First of all, let's see if you can get a connection with Willa Hillary Chrising.
What is Willa Hilly cursing?
Well, she looks a lot like a fox. She should look very similar to this.
Okay. All right. I think I have something here.
Ask the entity if it's Willa Hilly Chrising.
Willa Hilly cursing? Yes.
And what do you see her looking like when you are looking at her?
Like a really gentle looking fox.
Cool. Yeah, so she's actually there's a cool word for it, but she kind of goes by, she's somewhat of a shapeshifter. When if you're in the forest, there's like these forest entities. So she's like an entity of the forest. I don't know what planet she's on though.
What planet are you on? On Earth.
Oh wow, that's interesting. So ask her if she's always looked like that or how she came to be this fox creature.
No, she hasn't always looked like that. She's been many things. I feel like a caterpillar and a butterfly.
And what does she spend her time doing during the day?
Observing people.
Ask her if she is communicating with consciousnesses in the past and future from her state of time.
Yes, both.
Cool. And let's ask her what she thinks about Earth in 2022.
What do you think about her in 2022? It has a long way to go. We're just getting started.
Yeah. And anyways, just to kind of give people some background, I like to give Liz a bit of a blind reading. So So Willa is someone who has been channeled through Daryl Anka. So I wanted to see if Liz can make a connection and validate that it was an actual entity. Can you ask Willa if she's 700 years in the future to us now?
We use 700 years in the future to us now. No, she's currently at my time level.
Or is she normally in the future compared to being talked to right now?
No, she can be wherever you need her to be.
Okay. Ask her if she's a spirit of the forest in Earth, like right now.
Spirit of the forest? No, I feel like she's an alien being.
Interesting. Yeah, ask her if she's an alien.
Are you an alien? Yes.
Why is she on Earth?
To educate humans.
Interesting. So yeah, the channel of her was very nice and very motherly, and she's kind of coined the parallel reality expert. So I wanted to ask her some parallel reality type questions. One parallel reality question would be that a lot of aliens that we see are actually just humans from different dimensions.
A lot of aliens that we see are just humans from different dimensions. That's correct.
Yeah, so like one of them would be like the Zeta Reticuli. So can you ask her if the Zeta Reticuli are essentially Earthlings from a different dimension?
Dimension. Yes, that's correct. What are we talking about? I don't even know.
So a Zeta Reticuli is the alien that almost everyone sees, pictures of. It would be mostly viewed as the Greys. One of the Greys. This is just what the Zetas look like. Can you ask her why the Zeta Reticuli are interested in this dimension?
Because we're easy to control and manipulate.
So, but do these Zetas see us as a past version of themselves?
Do they see us as a past version of themselves? No.
Interesting.
An advanced version of themselves. I don't understand that answer.
Okay. Yeah, I was just trying to dig on that Greys being humans from another dimension. Ask her how they can tunnel into our dimension.
How can we tunnel into our dimension? It's easy. They just go through the it's funny because I'm looking at like squares, like energy squares,
Mm-hmm.
and they just go through the energy squares.
And ask her what their version of home looks like compared to ours.
It's very serene, calm. I don't feel like there's any politics there. There's no problems.
And ask her if the entities that she's referring to are if they're peaceful or not peaceful.
Mostly peaceful.
Interesting. Yeah, so and just to restate, basically we're channeling basically or we're talking about a alternate dimension basically version of humans and that are likely way more advanced just because of when they were born, I guess you could say. And then ask her to peer back in time to about I don't know if it was either 2.7 billion years ago or if it was when the Earth was 2.7 billion years old. Ask her which one it is. Is it when Earth was 2.7 billion years old, or was it 2.7 billion years ago that there were actually humans on Earth?
Yes, that's correct.
So it was 2.7 billion years ago.
That's what it says.
Yeah. And ask Willa what happened to these humans.
They were eradicated by disease.
And ask her if their technology was more advanced than that of 2022.
Was their technology more advanced than that of today's technology, 2022? Yes, that's correct.
Awesome. That was a tester. So that's what was said. So yeah, supposedly they were very advanced, more advanced than us. And yeah, it's like, where do they go? And she said disease, which is
Is
weird.
that what she said before?
Well, she never mentioned what happened to them, but I don't know if it was her who mentioned that. Actually, I think it was Bashar who mentioned that there was people here 2.7 billion years ago, and they are more advanced than us. So I was wondering if they maybe left Earth at all. Did any of that population leave Earth to maybe migrate to Mars or anything?
Oh, did that population leave Earth and migrate to Mars? Yes, they left. A lot of them died.
And are there any survivors currently from the people of that time?
Are there any current survivors from the people of that time? No.
Yeah, it was a long time ago.
Yeah, really.
Like crazy long. Which is also great to give viewers perspective on how, young we are as a species, but interesting. And what is Willa's perspective on the soul?
Perspective. So it's a concentration camp.
This just having a soul?
Yes, that's correct.
Why does she say that?
Why do you say that? Because it's torture. It's hardship. It's suffering. It's grief. It's hard.
So she's talking about the karmic cycle, right? Ask her that.
Karmic cycle. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, so what's interesting is these very advanced beings, no matter who they are, they really don't like the way we do things. We choose to be born and face problems purposely, and that might be poverty or illness. And while we're in third density, we can't imagine why we'd ever do that. But when we're in spirit, it sounds like a good idea, obviously. So it'd be nice if we can get more clarity on why we all do this, because we are all doing it very willingly. Ask Willow why humans choose this cycle.
Why do humans choose this cycle? To advance their soul.
And in which way does she help humans?
Which way do you help humans? I guide and lead them.
But ask her if people in 2022 are very aware of her. Anyone?
Are people in 2022 very aware of it? Hardly anyone.
Yeah, ask her if it's more people from the future who go back in time to talk to her, or if it's people from her past that talk to her.
Yes, people from the past, but also what about the future? They haven't discovered her yet.
In the past or the future?
In the future.
Interesting. Yeah, so she says that she spends all of her time just talking to entities that are all throughout time, backwards and forwards, and that's basically what she does all day. Ask her how she came into that role.
How did you come into that role? She was chosen.
And who chose her?
Who chose you? The human race.
Ask her if it was a like a magnetic attraction thing.
Yes, that's correct.
Like through our struggle, it pulled her here.
Yes, yes. It's almost like we needed something to help us through.
And ask Willa if she has a soul.
Do you have a soul? Yes.
So this is the first alien that we've ever talked to that has a soul. Ask her why she has a soul when most aliens don't.
Why do you have a soul? Because I'm from the chosen race.
Ooh, ask her what race that is.
What race is that? Well, it's not in English. What race is that? I don't know what she's telling me because it's not in English.
Yeah, does it sound weird?
Yeah.
Interesting. Ask her if it's a race of aliens that we've like basically ever like that humans have heard about in 2022.
Is it a race of aliens that humans have heard about in 2022? No.
Okay.
It
Yeah.
starts with the letter G. It's like G something.
Can you say that one more time? You cut out for a second.
I'm sorry. It starts with the letter G. It's like a G letter, G name.
Yeah, that's really interesting. I haven't heard any names that start with G. So ask her if we were 700 years in the future and we saw her, would she look like a fox?
If we were 700 years in the future and saw you, would you look like a fox? No, a robot.
Okay.
That's weird.
Yeah, she self-identifies as this is, but she also is self-claims to be a shapeshifter. Ask her if she's a shapeshifter.
Yes, that's correct.
And is her natural state of being look like a robot?
It's your natural state of being to look like a robot. Anything you want her to look like.
For sure. Yeah. So I've heard of different things about how that works, and like they use your memories to make themselves look more approachable. That way, you know, you don't freak out when you see them.
But I think spirit do that as well.
Yeah, exactly. In our dreams and
Yeah.
a lot of stuff like that. Cool. Ask Willa what humans should be doing with their free time.
What should humans be doing with their free time? Learning how to build time machines.
So time travel is a big paradox. Ask her why.
So they're free from enslavement. They're not
Ask
bound to a timeline.
Ask her if we should be moving forwards or backwards.
Should we be moving forwards or backwards? Backwards.
So what's interesting about moving backwards in time is you don't move backwards in the same timeline. You actually would encounter a parallel universe version of yourself. Ask her if that's correct.
Is that correct? That you would experience a parallel universe version of it? That's correct.
Yeah, so you wouldn't be able to affect this current timeline, but you would you would, reach a parallel version of yourselves. Ask her why there's parallel versions of ourselves.
Why are there parallel versions of ourselves? That's the way Source planned it?
Ask her if at every decision point you make, if both decisions happen and creates two different timelines, like a fork in the road, like two parallel universes at each decision point.
Does that create two different decisions and a fork in the road? And it creates two different versions? No.
Okay. Yeah, so there's the cat experiment, and I think it's called Schrodinger's cat. Ask her if she's familiar with Schrodinger's cat.
Schrodinger's cat. Yes.
I don't know how to spell this. Let me try that. Here we go. It's like German or something. Let me just show the audience. Okay, so this is why I asked this question. So ask her first of all if the Schrodinger's cat experiment produces two parallel universes.
Does the Schrodinger's cat experiment make two parallel universes? No.
So the scientist or philosopher, whoever came up with this idea, came up with a way to see which reality you are in, but it's almost pointless. But basically, there's a tool, a mechanism, and a bottle of radioactive poisoning or something. And when you break this glass, when you open the lid, you are either in the reality where the cat is alive or the reality where the cat is dead. And I forgot how the 50-50 chance of this happening. I don't know the details, but I kind of wanted to touch on whether or not this is a thought experiment. Let's see. Because she should be a good candidate to ask something like this. Oh, yeah. Ask her if the cat is simultaneously both alive and dead in the result of the Schrodinger's cat experiment.
Yes.
Yeah, so it just depends on, like, if you open it, if it's alive, then you're in the alive cat universe, and if you open it and the cat's dead, you're in the dead cat universe. So it's basically just a thought experiment showing that there's this quantum superposition where things can be both, kind of like the way supercomputers work. Instead of zeros and ones, each place can actually be both a zero and a one. That's why quantum computers are so fast. Ask her if reality is like a quantum computer.
Is reality like a quantum computer? No.
Ask her if reality is mechanical.
No, it's by design.
But how does reality work when it's not mechanical?
Everything has a blueprint.
Okay, and let's ask her if the holographic universe theory is accurate.
Is the holographic universe theory accurate? No.
Wow.
What is that?
Basically something that me and you kind of experienced with, like, energy with me and you with the way you're psychic, is that it would explain that everything is connected, literally everything, and basically what you see is a hologram. So ask her if there's no aspect of this that's true, the holographic theory.
She doesn't believe that it's true.
Okay, yeah,
It's more complicated than that.
that's awesome. Yeah, this is just, dumb humans compared to these entities. We're trying to figure out, we're trying to theorize how the universe works, and we got to just come up with stuff like that. It's a hologram. So ask her if the universe is holographic in nature.
Is the universe holographic in nature? No.
And what gives things physicality?
What gives things physicality? The very literal answer: dimension and space, matter.
And on that note, ask her what causes gravity.
What causes gravity? It's like some light force or something. I don't understand what she's saying.
Ask her if it's another factor besides mass.
Is it another factor besides mass? No.
All right. So I didn't get a chance to talk to her much. Ask her how she's doing. Is she enjoying this conversation?
Are you enjoying this conversation? No. Unfortunately not.
Ask her why not.
Why not? Because you're asking too many questions.
Yeah, she's really funny when you see her channel. She's like, "Oh yeah, please don't bother me too much,"
Oh, really?
because she's apparently busy doing this all day long. But yeah, well, tell her we'll leave her alone, and I don't want to bother her too much. Ask her if she would be okay if we contact her in the future again.
Would you be okay if we contact you in the future again? No, don't contact me.
That is hilarious. Well, tell her thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, she blew me a kiss.
That's bizarre.
That is bizarre. Now she's gone. I didn't feel comfortable with some of those answers she was giving.
Like which ones?
I can't remember exactly, but the energy just felt kind of manipulating.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
Yeah, that's bizarre. What other things did you pick up from her? Maybe psychically.
I wouldn't trust that entity.
Interesting. Yeah, well, they don't want us to talk to her anymore, anyways. So, whatever. But there'll be a small group of people out there who might be familiar with Willa and may enjoy this video.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't use that as a reliable source of information. I felt that there was something more sinister hiding behind that entity or hiding behind that personality.
Mhm.
And I felt that it would be willing to give us inaccurate information just to sort of distract us.
Let's actually ask Eridif what he thinks about Willa. Let me get her name up again.
Willa Banks or something. Willa Banks. Can't remember.
Yeah, it's let me share my screen again with you. Yeah, if you could
Helicrysing. Eridif is giving me a thumbs down. Dangerous. Completely wrong. No talent. Shouldn't be here.
Yeah, ask Eridif why Willa is let's just say a guide of some sort.
Why is Willa a guide of some sort? Because humans chose her to be.
And was that unconsciously?
Yes.
And let's get Meredith to explain a little bit why did he give her a thumbs down? Just because she is inaccurate?
Right. Why did you give her a thumbs down? Wrong information. Just I don't feel that Willa actually lives in our universe. Really.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Ask Meredith if Willa is from a different universe.
Yes, that's right.
And ask if maybe that's why you got weird feelings from her.
Yes. I just didn't feel that the answers were matched with what we actually experienced. I didn't know exactly what was going on there. It just didn't feel right to me.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. And ask Meredith if Willa is from the chosen race.
She thinks so, but no.
And a couple more things. Ask Meredith if it's true that Willa has a soul.
No, that's no.
Very interesting. And
I felt that that entity was giving us wrong information.
weird. Yeah, okay. And let's ask Meredith if there were humans on the Earth 2.7 billion years ago.
Were there humans on the Earth 2.7 billion years ago? That's very possible.
Ask Meredith if he has the ability to see all time.
No.
Is he in the current time like we are?
No. No. There is no time where Meredith is. There's
Okay.
no gravity, so there's no time.
Right. And just to check up on some things that he said, ask him if he's residing on multiple planets right now.
No, just one.
And does he have a wife?
Well, not what we call wife, but
Right.
yes.
And do they make offspring? Does he have like smaller versions of himself?
No.
Interesting.
There are smaller versions, but it wasn't like how we make offspring.
Yeah. So he has like is he enjoying his existence?
To enjoy your existence very much. I feel like in order for them to make offspring, the other partner would have to have a piece of, so they combine energies, right? So Meredith would have to combine his energy to, I guess, let's say a wife's energy, right? And they put it into a ball, and then it makes a new being.
Yeah.
Have you heard that before?
No, but it sounds plausible in this realm.
Yeah, it's not like how we have to go through childbirth and labor and anything like that.
Ask him why he would want to create those entities.
Why would you want to create those entities? So that the story lives on.
But does Meredith think he's gonna die anytime soon or ever?
No, but the consciousness does evolve. and it leaves.
Yeah, interesting. And is Eridif trying to acquire a soul?
No.
And when he evolves consciousness, will he have anything to do with source energy?
No.
Yeah, well, that's all I got for that probe.
Wow. Well, this was cool. I really like this. Again, if you want to give suggestions to Mr. Robot, please contact him at moongrass777@gmail.com. If you want to find me, Psychic Liz Cross, go to psychiclizcross.com. Thank you very much. That was awesome.
Thank you.